whether you like Trump or not, this was a revolution. The American people spoke resoundingly. He swept Harris, and for the first time, Republicans. I won't even call it Republicans now. Is the
Landslide.
MAGA? The MAGA party had the majority vote and the electoral votes. So the American that was a resounding sign that America and everybody said, is the economy stupid? Americans are tired of the economy, and they see that these wars around the world are a distraction. So everybody knows that now Trump is in office. The military complex is in trouble. Trump is a businessman. Now Russia spends one thousandth of what America spends on military, but Russia's military is more updated than America's. So America's military is spending trillions, but they're not even using it for weapons and things. It's very inefficient. So what Trump is saying is America can have the strongest military in the world, and they can spend more less than half of what they're spending and become more efficient. And because Russia has what do they call it? These sonic speed missiles, and China, U.S. can't even make them, but the U.S. spends more than they do. So if the
Hypersonic
U.S. is
missiles, yes.
hypersonic missiles, U.S. can't make it because our children are olodos. We don't spend money on school. We don't have American children are olodos. You know what they said? I'm not joking. They said in America they can't even bring children into the army because they're too fat and they're too dumb. That means that they're not passing the fitness test and they're not passing the intelligence test.
Yeah, also, did
Yeah.
you know that if you want to be part of the
Dumb, fat, and
American nuclear
stupid.
program, you have to speak Chinese
Yeah.
because
So my
that's the
thing is that,
major language of the
for
specialists in the
example,
U.S.
you
nuclear
guys like
program.
Kunle, you can speak Yoruba, you can speak English, probably a little bit of French. You got where if you can speak your native tongue, you can speak English. American kids can barely speak English, man. Come on, jeez.
And they don't even do that very well.
Imagine that.
They call it American. They don't
They
call
can't
it
write.
English.
They can't write. They don't. I mean, they can't
Yeah,
write
they
about.
can't
What I
write
mean is they
English.
don't know how to structure a composition. Not.
Yeah.
They don't know how to do it. So what I'm saying is that. So what Trump is going to. What American people are, they're tired of losing. So we want to see. I'm not going to say whether Trump's blueprint is correct, but I know that he's going to cut back on spending. The only worry I have about Trump is that he's also going to cut back on social spending, which means people who are getting money for housing, like in black neighborhoods, they're not going to get it anymore. And that could have problems with crime. But other than that, like you said, so we go back to what you were saying, Saeed. Hamas calls for immediate end to war. It shows you that there's hope. And like you said, Saeed, Trump says he's going to help Israel, but
It's
we
a
all know Trump.
falsehood.
No, yeah, yeah. Kule said it. Expound on that point. Trump is going to betray Israel
Yeah.
because it's not in America's interest to help Israel. Continue. Yeah.
Yes, Trump is going to
Exactly.
betray Israel eventually, but before he does, he's going to put Palestine through a lot more hell. It's going to be
Yeah.
horrible, especially if the
That's sad.
Democrats
That's
don't
sad.
manage to put it to an end before it comes in.
That's sad. And
Uh,
that's why I
yes,
can't really stand by Trump either. I mean, I support him, but that one topic of killing children, that's very important to me. Yo. Continue. Yeah.
and
Well,
also
no,
you can see that there's a big disconnect between even both the Republican Party and the Democrats and the American people. Even in England, where Starmer won, it was what the Labour Party doesn't realize, what the in England and what the Republican Party doesn't realize in America, is the reason why the vote has changed from one side to the other was because of the big disconnect between them from the exposure when people now found out just how much Israel's power held over these
yeah,
Western
yeah.
countries. Most
And
of
can,
us
and can I
didn't
add another
know. I'm
question?
an
Can I add another
educated
thing,
man.
Kule?
I learned so much more after October 7th.
Kule, thank God for TikTok and Instagram that shows the pictures of the kids getting killed. Because if not, people won't know what's happening,
They'll never know.
and Harris will be in office tomorrow. Because that's one of the big reasons Harris lost this election is because of that. In Michigan, Muslim people refused to vote for her. But now
Yes,
Trump, if Trump wants to build Maga, he needs to end that war within a year because if not, JD Vance will lose in 4 years also. What are your thoughts about
yes.
that, Saeed?
Oh, the war is going to end. There is signs already that it's going to end it.
It's going to end, but like you said, how many more children must die before it ends? What are your thoughts, Afolabi? Then we'll go to Warif. Yeah.
Yes, Donald Trump has said unequivocally that he will not support any war campaign. He's going to cut
Yeah.
down spending.
Yeah.
But what I feel a little intriguing is I don't know how he intends to do that because on one hand, he wants to cut spending to Israel to continue against the Palestinians. At the same time, the Palestinians are saying we should look at the famous two-state solution, which I don't see happening. So I don't know to what side.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen: the war
Trump
and
is a businessman. He doesn't like guns. He doesn't like violence. He's a
here's what's going to
racist,
happen.
but he's a
Here's what's going to
businessman.
happen.
He's not a fascist.
So here's what's going to happen: the war is going to end, but Palestine will still have to fight for their liberation. But at least the genocide will end. So that's where we have to move
So
forward,
that two-state solution
that
will
will
not
never
work
change.
under Trump.
Yeah, but here's the thing. What did you say? Yeah.
I said the two-state solution can never work under Trump.
Yeah,
Well,
but the killing can
you
stop.
don't need to have a official. Here's how Trump is smart. He's not going to go on
We
TV
need
and
to
say we
stop
have
the killing.
Yeah, stop the killing. And also, he's not going to go on TV and say there's two states. What he's going to say is Israel, stop attacking Palestine and leave them. That's the same
He
thing
has
as
the power to
two states.
just stop giving them weapons.
Yeah,
He has the power.
and that will. So it doesn't have to be proclaimed as a two-state solution, but de facto it's a two-state solution. But they will.
Members of the Republican Party don't like Trump, and Israel
Oh yeah.
and Netanyahu don't understand.
Well, here's the
this.
thing, Kool-Aid. It's not even the Republican Party anymore. It's Maga. JD Vance is not a Republican. That's what people don't realize is that the Republican Party is finished. There is no Republican Party. It's just
Maga
the name.
has taken over
Maga
from
has
AIPAC
overtaken.
in the
So it's
Republican
actually
Party.
Maga.
Just that Maga's a
If
different
Trump
leader.
wants Trump, the only reason Trump won't change the name, the only reason Trump won't change the name of the party to MAGA is that there are some old people who still like the name Republican, and they won't vote for him unless he keeps that name. But this is not the Republican Party. This is MAGA, and also the Democratic Party. Yeah.
The ideology of Republicans has changed. That's just
no.
It hasn't changed. It hasn't changed.
There's new people.
These
people that voted for Trump, they weren't voting for Republicans before. They weren't voting at all. They weren't voting at all.
So I think the Republican officials and leaders should just bank on that ideology now and just keep it.
Oh yeah, if they're smart, they will.
Yeah,
but
they're smart enough.
A lot of those guys, but the ones that are in power now, they have contracts with the military, so they can't.
You're going to see something very strange happen, though. You're going to see the Democrats and the Republicans join together to stop Trump from stopping the war in Israel.
Yeah, even governors.
But here's the problem:
Democrats and Republicans are aligned.
Like two governors now.
Yeah, two governors now.
Senate.
But there's a lot of infighting in the Democratic Party now. There's confusion. They don't seem to be listening to each other.
It's their fault. How can you? Let me tell you something. When the Democrats,
the House is divided.
It's the Democrats.
You go and tell a black man to vote for a party that says their support for an apartheid state is ironclad, and then you go and start trying to transgender people's parents, and then you go and tell Uganda.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine in America? In America,
what do you expect?
The Democrats want to say that if a child says a 12-year-old child says, "Mommy," he's a boy. He says, "Mommy, I'm a girl." Then he can go to the. Then no wait, I'm not finished. That one is not bad. Hold on, let me finish my point. Okay, he said, "Mommy, I'm a boy. Mommy, I'm a girl." No problem. Mommy, please cut off my penis. Oh, yes, let's go to the doctor to cut it off. My argument is that how can you have your parents let that child turn 18? Then if they want to do it, they can do it.
They're evil. Their body can't accept the change anymore. That's the excuse, the medical excuse.
Yeah, but you can't have, if you're 12 years old, your parents can't make the decision for you to do something like that.
Mutilation. Yeah, you know what they want to do, because you see, even if you're gay, yeah, you can always reproduce. But once you mutilate your sexual organs, that's it. You're now basically sterilized. And it is a form of sterilization.
Donald Trump has even said that he's going to sign an executive order that
although
there
are
only
men,
two genders in America, male and female.
Well, yeah, people that transgender still have children, but there are many that
no confusion. So gender and so what is the other one? Sex is gender is sex, right? No, gender is the social part, and sex is whether you're male or female.
I even respect the people that do the operation more than people that just say I identify as. Those ones don't even try.
No. So for example,
a 6 foot lesbian woman, and that's it. You just have to accept it.
So what I would say is that also we need to know there's a distinction between gender and sex.
I have a pronoun. You know
that. There's a distinction. So sex is what organs you're born with. Male, female, finished. Now, gender is different. Gender is your psychology. Like there's some males who are sort of anti, and there's some females who are like, I'm very tough. That's psychological. But physically, there's only two things: male and female. You understand what I'm saying?
And that's why Donald Trump said
definitely in Africa,
he's going to sign an executive order
for that.
But also in Africa, though, in Africa culture, we do have androgynous and we do have ambiguous gender and sex as a
Well, there's
history of African culture.
hermaphrodites and there's
Yeah, but
abnormalities.
I mean, even for like spiritual purposes, like babalawos and stuff like that, they do have
Sure,
some people
sure.
that they consider that they say, oh, this person is in between, or they're not. It's not even just physical. You understand what I'm saying? So
Of course.
African gender is actually complex. It's not just one, two. It's not binary. But that's for another show. You understand
That's
what
for
I'm
another
saying?
show because all I
Yeah.
understand is binary. I understand binary.
No, no,
I
no. They have
understand
these
it. Either
people
is a
like
binary,
they do have people.
is a
They do have people
medical
in. They do have people in indigenous
anomaly.
religion, spirituality in Africa, in which they say that they are neither man nor female. Or when a woman becomes 50 or 60 years old, she's called a man. You understand what I'm saying? Because she's an elder. So we have those types of things. But this rubbish these guys are doing doesn't make sense. And they're going to
Yeah.
target with black people so that black people can't have children because they're trying to reduce the black population.
But I'm happy the
Depopulate.
way is they
Exactly.
identifying. I mean, imagine all of us identifying as 6'4" white lesbian females, all of us.
I
And
know.
then we all commit crime and go to
Okay,
jail and then
Kool-Aid, here's the
regret
thing.
consequences.
Kool-Aid, here's the thing. Tomorrow I'll kill someone and I'll identify as a dog. They don't put dog in jail. I'm not a
But they
human being.
put you down. Or they
I have
put
a,
it,
I have a
go
friend.
and
I
fight
have
somebody,
a
they
friend.
put it down. Don't go and do that. That's the worst thing
Please,
you can do.
and please,